The award nominations continue to pour in for the Vancouver Canucks. We get an update on Thatcher Demko and much more later on in this episode. But before we start, I just want to say to thousands of you watching that aren't subscribed, make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button. We'll be here all season long giving you updates from all around the Canucks. But with that, let's hop straight into the first topic today, which is Rick Tocchet named Jack Adams finalist. Now, if you're on social media at all in the last couple of days, you would see that Chris Johnson tweeted out Jack Adams finalist as voted by the NHL Broadcasters Association. And you can see Rick Tocchet is there and, in my opinion, is going to be the winner. We also have a tweet here from the Kemperner Canucks, a friend of the show, awesome guy. Make sure to go out, check his content. He does unreal live streams after the games, and it's must watch. But he says Rick Tocchet should win this award. He took one of the worst franchises from last season and got them to win the division. What a great season by Rick and the Canucks. And just looking at the stats by the Vancouver Canucks from this year, from previous years, we could see the Canucks won 50 games this season with 23 losses. Last year, the team had 38 wins and 37 losses. And just looking through here, this is the first time in the last 4 seasons that the Canucks have made the playoffs. Rick Tocchet helped change the team, make an identity for this team. In my opinion, it's just a clear-cut winner that Rick Tocchet is coming home. And Griffin, what's your thoughts on this award? And do you think Tocchet's just a clear-cut winner for this?
I think Taka absolutely is a clear-cut winner for this. I think he is the odds-on favorite, and with good reason. He's definitely taken the culture of Vancouver and turned it completely around and creating his own culture for himself with surrounding his top all-stars with the best pieces around them to make almost everyone on the team all-stars, whether it's on the first line or the third line. He's got depth everywhere you look, and he's got the guys behind him 100%.
Yeah, I completely agree. The winning culture has been huge for the Canucks, and it's almost crazy that Tocchet went from an Arizona coach straight to broadcasting and then straight to the Canucks to help them win the Pacific Division, making it to the second round, which I'm sure everyone's fired up just like both of us. But we also have another person that was named as a nominee for an award, and Elias Pettersson named Lady Byng finalist. Now with Elias Pettersson, we see he's up against Jacob Slavin and Austin Matthews. The biggest thing with the Lady Byng that a lot of people probably don't realize or kind of do realize is this is usually awarded to the player that has the least amount of penalty minutes. It's kind of a weird one. Yes, being sportsmanship on the ice, not doing anything dirty does help with this, but Elias Pettersson was just given 6 penalties for 12 minutes this season. It's the 6th time in his career that he's finished the season with less than 20 total penalty minutes. He's the first player in Canucks history to be nominated for this award as well. And just looking at his stats, like I said, he was nominated with only 12 penalty minutes, and that's in this season. You can see at the bottom there. When we look at another player like Slavin, he was just awarded 8 penalty minutes. So this is another guy that is looking like he could be the clear-cut winner because of the penalty minutes. But with Pettersson's play not being dirty and everything in between, it seems like he has a strong case. The last nominee was Austin Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs, who only had 20 penalty minutes. So in my opinion, this comes down to Slavin, this comes down to Pettersson, and it's just between one of these two guys that's going to win it. And I think Petey has a strong case of winning this as he doesn't do anything dirty. He's not laying hits after the whistle. He's not getting into people's faces and the low penalty minutes. And Griffin, what's your thoughts on this as well?
Totally agree with you there, Mark. Like you said, he's not taking many penalties. He's getting on the score sheet, whether it's points or assists. He's a big pillar of that team. He's one of the top 4 guys. He does as much as he can for the team, and as much as you want to see him get involved more. He's not a big guy, so he's not laying the hits and not getting undisciplined as much. So he's definitely getting in there and making an impact where it matters most.
And yeah, the biggest thing with this is, and kind of like I said, the fact that he only had 12 penalty minutes and the fact that he has done this for the 6 seasons or 5 seasons in a row. He's the first player to be nominated. And the biggest thing with this is, and I kind of have a list here, when you look at the previous winners, Kopitar had 4 penalty minutes, Kyle Connor had 4, Slavin 2, McKinnon 12, and Barkov 8. So just looking at some of these guys, the low penalty minutes they have, it's going to come down to the lowest. So I think Slavin has a chance of winning this. Like we were talking about Petey, he's not a guy that's going to be an agitator after the whistle. And the biggest thing with Petey as well is just, like I said, it's going to come down to the penalty minutes. But what's your guys' thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on Tocchet winning? It's going to be a close race, but the Canucks could come home with 3 awards and 4 if you count the Pacific Division Trophy, with Quinn Hughes for the Norris. Then you have Tocchet for Coach of the Year, and once again Petey for the Lady Byng. Let us know in the comments. But with that, we'll get into the third, which is Thatcher Demko returns to practice. Now, if you've been following on social media at all, you did see yesterday's game when they were practicing at Nashville that Thatcher Demko was on the ice for practice and he was just kind of skating around, looking a little better, getting movement. He wasn't in the full team practice, but seeing him on the ice is a big thing, and it's really nice just to have him back. We did see Tocchet kind of speak out on it as well, and he said he skated yesterday for a little bit. There's no real update. He has improved, but he's not doing really invasive drills, but he's out there, which is a good thing. Is he progressing? Yes. To what degree? I don't know. So the biggest thing with this is obviously you want the news that yes, Thatcher Demko is going to be back game one versus the Edmonton Oilers, but we're not really getting a full update on this yet. I know the goalie situation has been a little scary at times. It has been amazing at sometimes. And Griffin, what's your thoughts on the goalie situation? Are you excited for Thatcher Demko to get back? Everything in between, just let us know.
I think it's awesome that Demko seems to be making a quicker recovery than expected. They definitely could use him back. Having that Vezina caliber goalie in the between the pipes is going to be big again. But in the meantime, you do have Arthur Shelovs, who has been an absolute monster for Vancouver. He just took care of Nashville pretty easily with getting a shutout in his final game. He was looking like a monster in there, almost like you'd see in Lord of the Rings, how that Shelob character. Like there you go, right there, yeah. He was unbelievable, and Nashville did not know what was hitting them as far as his goaltending was concerned, and he played a stellar game throughout. Can't wait to see more of this kid. I've liked him since his first game against Anaheim on Easter Sunday, and I've been waiting for him to get a bigger shine, and I think he's finally rising up to that moment.
Yeah, the best thing about this too is obviously Thatcher Demko going down, fans panicked. We went to Casey to Smith went down, and then it went to Shelovs, the rookie goaltender, getting his first shutout in the NHL playoffs, and it just has been outstanding. The big thing with this is the Canucks won the first round. Yes, the competition with the Edmonton Oilers is going to be harder, but you're getting healthier as time goes on. You're getting these extra days. I think the second round starts on Tuesday against the Edmonton Oilers. So even if Thatcher Demko isn't back, if he's not 100% by then, you still have two goaltenders that can hold it down. Hopefully you get Demko back maybe in the middle of the round, at the end of the round, going into the third round, because I'm going to say it, they're going to make the third round. But what's your guys' thoughts on the goaltending situation? I know a lot of you guys love talking about it, and you say we don't talk about it enough. Let us know down in the comments. But talking about comments, we'll get in everyone's favorite topic, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day comes from Maryland, and they said, you don't seem to be giving their goalies much credit. Sad. And, well, here you go. Like I said, we just talked about the goalies. We love talking about the goalies. I actually think we talk about the goalies a lot, but if you don't think we talk about it enough, we'll definitely do it. And, Griffin, what's your thoughts on us not talking about the goalies?
I think we've done a fairly good job covering them. I mean, we just covered when Demko first went out and when Shelovs was being brought up. We loved Shelovs from the start and advocated for him to be the starting goalie over to Smith, which a lot of people were upset about at first. But I think with every start, Shelovs is starting to win the fans over more and more, just like he won us over from his first game. I know after his first game, you and I talked about it at length as to how much we see the potential in this kid and how much Tocchet believes in him. He seems to really like him, and I mean, from day one, we've said let's ride with the kid. He's got the hot hand, and let him cook.
Yeah, no, you said it perfectly. I mean, it's awesome they have the three-headed monster. But like we said, what's your guys' thoughts on the goalie situation? Let us know down in the comments. With the comments, if you do want to comment, you could be featured on the next episode of Canucks Digest. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe. We'll be covering the Canucks on everything to do with the playoffs, prospects, highlights, anything you can think of with the Canucks, we will cover. But I've been your host, Mark, with my co-host, Griffin. Take care.